This time we take a look at the latest edition of Diecast Masters Evolution series. These series trace the history of a particular machine, and in this case it's the Caterpillar D7. And as shown on the box, there are two models included, a D7C and a D7E. The packaging is very high quality and it starts with a presentation box. And as usual, there's a Diecast Masters mini brochure included. But it is the next item which is particularly special, and that is this ring-bound book, and we'll see more of that shortly. Then we have a couple of parts, and one is an operator for the D7E and an umbrella for the D7C. Next we can lift out the plastic former, and when we do that we can see the models underneath, and they are protected by another plastic former. With that out, we get our first good look at the models. One very nice touch is the decoration of the inside of the box with various brochure reprints and also some nice photos of the real machines. Here are the models out of the box and they're fixed to a plastic base plate, and there are two more pieces of protective packaging to remove. That's easily done, and the only other thing we notice is that there seems to be an oil leak on one of the tractors, but that is easily cleaned up. The nameplate is also nice, and to see it properly we can remove the protective film that's on it. The highlight of the set is the 64-page book, and it's great for anybody with an interest in the history of the real machines. There's a written section which describes the history, and then most of the rest of the book is devoted to a series of photos of the real machines through the ages. All of this information is from the Caterpillar archives, and it adds a real touch of quality. At the back of the book there's a comparison of specifications of the machines over the years. Here are the models on their plastic base plate, and if you want to remove them you can. You just have to undo the fixing screws that are underneath. But really this set is designed to be displayed on the base plate. Out of the box there are a couple of parts to add, and the first thing we'll do is take the roof off of the D7E. And not only does that allow you to see inside the cab, it enables you to put an operator at the controls. And in that way it matches the operator that's already sitting on the D7C. But that operator doesn't have the benefit of a cab, so let's give him some protection with a nice umbrella. The nameplate tells us there's a D7C and D7E, so let's start with the old D7C. And it's nice to see the Caterpillar name both on the blade and above the radiator. Let's move the D7C around so we get a good look at the engine. And although it's plastic, it is nicely detailed. The metal tracks also look good, as do the hydraulics controlling the blade. One nice touch is that it looks like the exhaust pipe actually has a hole. And the old drive sprocket also looks very good. The detail up around the driving cab is also nice, with control levers and an operator who is fixed in his seat. At the back there's a nicely detailed plastic winch arrangement, and also there's a towing hitch. The modern D7E has a nice blade with wear plate detailing at the bottom, and there are soft hydraulic hoses. The engine compartment has got some grab rails, and the grille on the door panel is formed by graphics. The metal tracks look nice, and the plastic drive sprocket is detailed but slightly off colour. There's also detailing on the blade arms. The cab has got windscreen wipers and various details on the metal and plastic parts. And at the back there are small details such as a filler cap, and there are soft hoses running to the big winch assembly. The rear window of the cab has got a protection screen. We will test the features while the models are fixed to the base plate, and the tracks of the D7C roll easily enough. And there's also a decent range of movement on the blade. The D7E also has tracks which can be turned easily enough, even though the model is fixed to the base plate. And if we go to the front, the blade has a lot of upward movement. What goes up also comes down, so that works fine as well. But even though the hydraulic rams are modelled, There was no tilt action on the review model. At the back, the access ladder can be raised and lowered, and if you want to, you can turn the winch round and round and round. This is another high quality release in the Diecast Masters Evolutions series. The two models are nicely detailed and they look good posed together on the base plate. But what makes the package complete is the book with its excellent photos and information. So, if you want a piece of history, this set is excellent.